It's been quite a while, has it not? It's been about 2.5 years or something. It's been so long that even I don't know what my real name was anymore. And I would ponder that for many moons. And sometimes I'd ponder it so hard that when I sat down, I'd realize I had a full load of shit in my pants. And so I would have to, what do you do with that? I would just throw it kind of out the window in the car as we're driving. So that's kind of what I had to do. Like everyone's got their own journey. That was mine. It's been a long time, has it not? Well, the reason for that, the fucking reason, is because of this little guy here. This little motherfucker. An SSD drive, a solid state drive. Mine went poopy for whatever reason. And you know what's funny? It was warning me for quite a while. It was like, hey, not working very well. It's imminent failure. And I was like, well, you've been saying that for months, and surely it's not that bad. So it was my own doing. Whatever. $200 later, here I am. I bet it was like super easy to do. I just didn't want to, fucking do it. I'll just pay someone else to do it. By myself, I could have done it for half the price. Whatever. Knowing me, I would have bought a $200 one, so. Now, that's what happened. That's why we haven't been making videos. It's been since, what, the 3rd? 3rd of your mama's August. Well, what's been going on since then? Not much. I've continuously been doing the edit. I remember how I said I was done. Well, I was done with the end. I wasn't done with the beginning. So, I have, I don't know, maybe 20 to 30 more pages to go. 20 to 30. And then it's, yeah, because I'm on page 36. And I think 50. 36 to 50. 3, 4, 5, what's 26 pages? I don't know. Under 30 pages to go. The edit is done. So yeah, not much to go. It's so, as I'm rereading it and looking at it all and getting my perspective and stuff, I don't know how many times I keep saying this, but it's not bad. It's really good. It's very interesting. But also my normal, my private life, whatever, my waking life has been having slight interesting developments as well. I told you about the dream and the Saneu or Cernunos, whatever the fuck, that guy. Well, 2 nights from now, which today is 8/15/2023, on the 13th or something, I had a dream about me. I don't know if it was asked of me or if I did it, but giving an offering, like a very pagan thing, like give an offering to this being. And I threw these coins in my dream into the forest, which is, there's a little bit of woods right behind where I work, and it's surrounded by fields, so it's not a very big forest, but it's enough. It used to be a massive forest, but, and I threw quarters in there or something, some sort of coinage to this being in my dream, and it was happy. So I woke up and I kind of thought about it for a bit, and I was like, I think I'm gonna do that. I think that's something that I should do, because in the dream where I threw the coins, it's not an unreal place. It really exists there. Like in dreams sometimes, like, yeah, this was here randomly, and It didn't exist in real life, but it did in the dream. No, those woods exist around where I work. So it's like, okay, I will fucking go and do that. And so that day at work, I didn't have it on me. I was like, well, I don't carry money on me. I'm not a weirdo. So I went and bought because I work at a grocery store. I went and bought the most least offensive bar, granola bar kind of thing. Because my thinking was, I'll offer this into the wood to feed the bugs, because the ants will get onto it and all the other critters, and maybe even a little scavenger might get it, like whatever the food chain animal that will get it, all the way down to the ant. I was like, this is for them, into the woods for you, in your honor, kind of thing. And I tossed it in there just because, I don't know, felt kind of strange, but I said that and I was like, okay. But then I had to go run to another store to pick up some stuff, and as I did that, I noticed I had quarters in my truck. I was like, well, shit, I'll just use those too. It's so small because it's only quarters. I only grabbed 3 quarters. I was like, well, all right. To me, it's not a lot, but I'm offering it, and I did that again. I went back to the woods, and then I took the 3 quarters and threw them in the woods like I did in the dream. I threw them. I didn't and the quarter is for you, and kiss it and set it. Like, no, in the dream I just tossed them in the woods. So that's what I did. And I don't really know why I did that. It was very pagan of me to do that. I've never done anything. That's the most religious thing I've ever done in my entire life. How crazy is that? You know what I mean? Like, I grew up in a small country. Not in the country, sorry. Like the country, like hillbilly shit. Where no one's ever heard of it. Have you ever heard of Blissfield or Tecumseh and shit like have you ever heard of that? Adrian, Raisin Township is where I grew up. It's a fucking township, it's so small. The biggest city I'd seen was Adrian. And that, to a normal person, Adrian's like one of those small little cities. You know what I mean? Like, it's not really that big. It's like, I can't give you the diameter of it, but it's smaller than an Ann Arbor, and if you've never heard of Ann Arbor, well, there you go. Way smaller than Ann Arbor. We kind of know a lot of the people because it's that small. Like, you recognize them. So, because of all that, like I just said, it's Christian. Protestant most likely, but it's Christian, and when people are God-fearing and they go to church and stuff, and all the big things that happen out in the world that everyone thinks matter and is a huge deal, they're not. Whether it's genders or sexuality or transitioning stuff, whatever that stuff is, that doesn't exist really out there. If it does, it's kind of a phenomenon and it's weird. So it's like, that's just how it is. People are normal. They're not playing games. And so you would think that I was a churchgoer and stuff, because most people are, but I'm not. I went to church on purpose, never. But I went once with my friend to his church when I was a kid. I don't know, they invited me there. And I just thought, as I was sitting there, and I don't know, I just thought it was weird. And so, but I was like, whatever. This must be a thing that you have to do, I guess. And before that, I remember there was these Baptists or some shit. I don't know what they were. I think they were Baptists. And they would drive around their bus and they would just pick kids up. Come on, let's go to church. And then for some reason we were just allowed to go with these strangers to a church and on this goddamn bus. And you would just, I just remember having to sit in a class kind of setting. I don't know what was discussed. I didn't pay attention. I just remember there's a black boy sitting right next to me. That was the first time I seen a black kid. So I was just like, what the fuck? Whoa, he is dark as fuck. And that was all I can remember about it. I was like, I got to see my first black person today, I don't even know if I knew they existed. That's how young I was. I was like, what the fuck's wrong with him? He's different. Damn it. He's crazy looking. I swear to God. That's all I can remember from it. Everything, I was just going from this room to that, and then all of a sudden went home. I don't know what happened. I don't know what they told me or what they did to me. I have no clue. I did that a few times, but like in my adult life, I once went to, in this another small town called Tecumseh, this Catholic building-ish area. I don't even know what it is. And that's where I got that catechism book, or catechism, or whatever the fuck it's called. Catholic catechism? Yeah, I have it up there. I got that because it was like a little study group or something. I don't even know what it was. That's where I got this too. The guy wrote it down for me, put my name on it. In calligraphy? Whatever the hell it's called. You're not going to be able to see it. Who cares? I went there because I was trying to see if that's something I should do. I went with Jacob. And I was just, I just didn't. I wanted it to fit, but I didn't. So those are my only religious experiences in my life outside of a real relationship with God, if that makes sense. I know maybe to someone that might not make a lot of sense. It's like, no, you can only have a relationship with God if you blah, blah, blah. I can understand if you feel that way. I'm not going to say anything against that because, So for me, doing this weird ritualistic offering of fucking whatever, it was kind of crazy. It was such a small thing, like what, you just do fucking food in the woods and a couple quarters? Like, why is that crazy? It's because what was behind it. You know what I mean? What was leading me to do this fucking dreams. This being kind of thing, and having this moment of trying to figure all this out. Because I think the journey that I'm having is exactly the one that Eris is going to be having. The character in my book. It's like tied together. It's like whatever happens to me is going to happen to him. The amalgamation of me up to this point was put into book one. Sporadically. Maybe not everything's the same date. It's weird. Not everything's the same date, and not everything's like working the same way, like chronologically. But most of my life is put in book one. Most of it, not all of it. I still have some traumatic events that have happened to me that I want to put in book two. And triumphs too, like ups and downs. So I just have to do that. But going forward, I'm like, I kind of know the overall story of Eris's journey, but I don't know why it all matters. I don't know what exactly he has to do, if that makes any sense. Like I use the example of like, I know I got to go to the store, but I don't know I got to get there, and I don't know how to get there. That kind of thing. That's what I know enough of. But as this dream stuff is happening, it's leading me to believe that this has got to be part of the story. This has to be. And so I'm like, well then fuck, I have to go do this. As much as I don't want to do things a lot, anytime I have to do something, I'm always like, I don't want to fucking do this. Every day off, I got to do something with somebody. Right? And every work day, I have to work. It's just, I feel so like I just want to not for a while. I want to just do nothing. Completely nothing. Not even sit, watch anything. Just sit, lay in the bed, and just do nothing. It's all I want to ever do sometimes. It's like, it's wearisome to constantly have to fucking do this, have to do that, have to go here, have to go. I'm fucking sick of driving. I'm sick of going places. I'm tired of living, And so it's like, every goddamn day off, I gotta do something. And I'm just lost at it. Like that's kind of defeating me a bit. It's defeating me a little bit. And so, for the longest time, I ran around with no purpose. I was just one event after the other. And it's echoed so much in the sentiment of like, living without God is definitely dismal. And you can see it in our modern culture. It's so dismal. It's just, it's no point. People pretend like there is, but there really isn't. It's traumatizing. And it's like, I don't know how to word this, man. It's like, I feel like, I mean, I believe God. I believe in a God. I believe God exists. And I feel like I'm doing things for God. And I am heeding the advice of God. And I'm doing this and that. But I've never really sat down and gave anything of myself back, if that makes sense. I always feel like, okay, I have to do this. This is what he wants. I have to do that. I have to do that. And I never think like, hey, I'm down here. Here's what I kind of fucking want. Sometimes I might, if I do that, I used to, it was for someone else. Like, hey, for them, could you do this? For them, could you do that? Right? Because I thought, don't ever ask for anything for yourself. Only ask for others if you're going to ask. Or something that at least affects you, that's affecting them. That's the most selfish you can be. But I never really sat down and wanted anything in return. Because I feel like, I felt like and still do feel like, how dare you ask from something with your little problems? Do you know what I mean? Like, this is not, like, it's minuscule. You'll get over it. And I was like, yeah, probably. So I just stopped asking. I'm like, no, we don't need a fucking ask problem. We'll just figure our own shit out. That's just how that's going to work. So I think my relationship has kind of been strained a bit. I just feel it's so unethical. You know what I mean? To ask a higher entity than yourself little things. Because I can do it myself. I can get my own wealth if I'm poor. I can cure that. I can do that by myself. If I am like all the time struggling with depression, all that, like that's me. I can figure this out. You know? But as I'm getting older now, as the days go on, and these dreams are approaching, clearly, whatever this being is in the dreams, whether it's a deity himself or it's like a Moses-like prophet character, I think to be more being a Moses-y character. Like this seems like even this being feels like he serves somebody. If it's reaching out to me and testing me and showing me that I'm here, I feel like that's the open invitation to God. And so I'm like, well, fuck, if that's the open invitation, maybe I should start asking back. Keeping, the relationship working like that. So that's probably what I should do. As much as I don't want to do it, I kind of have to. So it's just been kind of a really interesting series of days, honestly. Since the last time I talked, it's like it's been extremely introspective. My computer was down. I don't know why it took so long. My computer was only down since the 9th. I just didn't make videos the first 3 days after I didn't have my computer for almost a week because of my bad, because my phone didn't ring. And they called me and said it was fine to get, but I didn't, and then the weekend happened. It was a whole thing, whatever. But I gotta say, it felt good to not have to make videos all the time. I was like, God damn. And I was sitting there thinking, like, oh, I don't want to fucking do it's so much to constantly make videos all the time. Because it's like, these are not the kind of videos that you really watch if I don't explain it. I know what kind of people watch shit like this. Now, It's easy to turn off. You're basically listening to someone have a life instead of being entertained. I mean, maybe it is entertaining because I'm kind of a, weird about shit. Maybe I act goofy about stuff. So maybe there's some entertainment there, but this is not the kind of thing that you find entertainment in. Like, you can watch a lot of stupid videos on YouTube, with all the flashiness and the fucking aerial shots with drones and stuff. Like people that, it's all substance. You know what I mean? But there's no truth to it. I've been slowly battling, like, should I make videos? Should I get a drone? And have aerial shots in 4K and then have it professionally edited and like do like interviews properly, and like, should I do all this stuff? And it's like, yeah, that'd be very flashy and people would watch it, but like, for some reason there's a part of me that's like, fuck them if that's what it takes. You know what I mean? For this message. And I don't really have a message. Like, I don't want to sit and make money from just me, you know what I mean? Like, I'm existing and here's everything happening to me, and like, why don't you watch it? You can give me money. That's kind of perverse to me. That's why I don't pay YouTubers. I've never done that before, because I'm like, I understand the idea of a patronage and stuff, but I guess I don't see YouTube as the same. Patronage should be asked from lords and stuff. Subscribers at one point were like people in higher society, that they would all subscribe to this guy and he'd write this book for them, and then like he'd give it to the king, kind of thing, or whoever. This is like, this modern society is so lesser that I just can't get on it. You know what I mean? I don't care how important it is. I don't know why I feel that way. This is not, there's no point to this. It's just junk. A lot of saying things. And so that's why I'm like, well, I don't want to be a part of that. I'm not going to fucking sit and like, yeah, I have a Patreon and you can just, you do whatever the hell you do with that. And that'd be awesome if you could pay me so I can continue to do these videos and blah, blah, blah. Like, I don't know. I don't want to ever fucking beg for money. I just find that to be perverse. I'm begging for fucking money. I don't know. I mean, maybe it's not. Maybe I'm the only one that feels that way, but I really do think so. I don't know how the hell I would ever accept money from somebody for making stupid videos like this. How weird is that? Very odd. So it's kind of like, for me, it's like a vlog, daily vlog, if I remember. And I'll talk about my things, and I'll talk about my thoughts and stuff, and updates for the book, and maybe I'll make lore videos here and there or whatever. That's really it. It just gets tiring to do it all the time. It really does. It's just like, now what the fuck do I talk about now? Let's talk about this, I guess, and it's just like, man, is it really hard to get out of the what's the point mentality. It's so hard to like get out of that. I don't know why. You could honestly say like, yeah, you use this part of your brain. Like I kind of get like the science behind it, but it's like, I don't know. It's hard to every day want to do better than the last day. Or it's hard to every day live like you did yesterday. Do the same shit over and over again. Or try to get better at something. Or try to understand something more. Or, have an adventure. Or fucking, seek things. just become a seeker, where it's just like I traveled to fucking Europe once, and I did this, and I had all these experiences, and then I went over here, and I'm like, to me that just sounds so tiring to live that way. I mean, I get so easily fatigued. Like when Jacob invited me to play video games, just to play a video game with him. After work, so I worked 8 hours. And I was like, yeah, I'm tired. You know, and then me and Kelly had to go out. And I was just like, I'm not the kind of person that likes to plan a lot of things together. Like, yeah, we'll do this, then I'll go over here, then I'll go to, like, nah, fuck that. But like, even playing a video game is, to me, wearisome. Like, him and Kelly and other people I know, when they play video games, they always talk about it like being this thing where they can unwind or whatever. I've never felt that way. To me, video games are like another stressor, where it's like, okay, now I gotta fucking be ready in here, and I have to, you know, I just, fuck that. You know, it's too much. That's why I don't really play video games very often. I'll play every once in a while, but I'm not like hooked on it. I don't buy new games all the time and play them every day and fucking try to do accomplishments and put them on hard difficulties, and I don't fuck with that, because that's tiresome. So it's like, I can't imagine doing that. You know, I already live off in a fantasy world enough with my book. I can't imagine like also wasting my time here now. It's crazy to me to do that all the time. You know? I just don't have energy like that for even video games. I'm not even doing it. I'm sitting there and playing, but I just sometimes feel like my brain doesn't want to do, like, it's that tired where it's like even thinking is too much. I'm just so fucking exhausted. I don't know how people have the want. You know, I've been with this one guy at work. He invites me to like come down to shows with him, to see live music, to go out. And I'm like, dude, this is so, even you talking about it gets me tired. I'm like, oh my God. Out till 10 at night and shit, and listen to music, and like, oh fuck this. That is too, I don't want to be, that sounds horrible. I don't want to live like that. I would be so tired, like, oh my God, like, here we go, let's go over here now and fucking listen to this asshole, think he's cool. It would just be so much. You know, or I get invited to hang out with people, and I'm just like, that's tiresome too. I don't know what it is, but everything makes me tired. I'm just so exhausted. Even from things like, I woke up from my day off. Today's my day off. I woke up and I was like, around 1 o'clock I have to go and hang out with Jacob. I'm like, oh, I'm so sleepy from thinking about that. Because then I have to drive out there, and then I have to, oh. It's like everything is like a bummer to me. Like, why can't I just be left alone and be by myself? And I know that's probably a depressed thing, and I know that most people could hear that and think it sounds odd. Maybe, I don't fucking know. I don't talk to people about this shit. I just know that's like, is it the healthiest? Probably not. To want to isolate and become like a fucking hermit? I don't know. I guess to people that is. I mean, my life that I've lived thusly is not as arduous as some people's, and they're continuing to do it. I mean, holy fuck, think of Paul McCartney. He's still touring his music and working on it all the time. It's like, dude, give it up. You're fucking 80. Like, relax. But then it gets me thinking. About distractions. Constantly living in a world of distractions. That I think of these people that want to go out and do things all the time. And I think of distractions. Travel to here, distraction. Work all the time, distraction. Then you think of like famous people. Make this movie, make this song, make this movie, make this song, make that, like distractions. I think that's what I don't want to do. I don't want to distract myself and pretend like, oh, this is all fine. This is great. No, I don't see the point of running from this. You know, because it's like you can't turn it off. Because like famous examples, look at Robin Williams. Look at all he had. Look how much money he had. How many people loved him. And how many people thought he was great, and how much work he's done, and all the art that he made that helped people, and you know, didn't mean shit. He still killed himself. None of that meant anything. Or like think of John Lennon. Lived that crazy Beatle life, went to seclude himself with his family, and just wanted to be quiet like that, and someone just said, well, too bad, I'm gonna fucking kill you. Now you're dead. Didn't matter. Didn't matter. And so it's like, that's the kind of angle I look at it. It's like, damned if you do, damned if you don't. Am I gonna go out and I'm gonna do all this fucking shit? I'm gonna like, oh, I'm so worldly. I've been to Europe. I can only say Europe because I can't think of. I've been to Ireland. I've been to Greece or wherever people fucking go when they travel. Been to Turkey. And I've done all these cool things. I've been inclined to the culture, blah, blah, blah. Look at Anthony Bourdain. Look at the fucking shit he got to do. Still killed himself. And that's just, I see it, like, why, for me, what it always been, like, why even bother if people are killing themselves doing this shit? The Anthony Bourdain guy went around the world. I don't know his financial situation, so I'm not going to speculate. I'm just going to say that maybe he didn't pay for all that. And tried cuisines and met weird peoples from all different cultures, from tribes all the way up to like normal folk. All the time. And he's still, what do they say, he's fixated himself, masturbating. I don't remember if that was him or some other famous celebrity. I can't remember. Still killed himself. Still needed that much to feel okay. Regardless, let's pretend that was him. I can't remember. There was a celebrity that killed themselves by choking because they were jacking off or something. I don't know if that was him or someone else. But whatever. Regardless, it's still, you need all that to be okay. To feel. That's not good. So, I just look at all those examples of all these famous people living like that, or people that I've known that have like gone here, gone there. I'm like, well, yeah, well, you don't seem any better off. So I just was like, there's no point even going down that road. So fuck that. We're not even going to put any energy towards that. And I look at the people that like work their jobs, like regular folk that go and like work and retire at these places, and they're still not better off. Still alcoholics. They're still just like, yeah, they got money to do fun things, but goody. You're not any better off. And I just see all this shit, and I'm just like, damn, dude, like, it's hard to not be depressed when you see that. And it's not a fucking, like, the funny thing is, people will look at that and say, like, well, that's your outlook that you're at. You're like, no, it's not. Look at them. Look at them. Don't just fucking see what you want to be. Look at what they are. Just fucking do that once in your goddamn life, and you'll see that these people are not okay. And that's all I see in this world, is everyone's just not okay. So many of them pretend like they are. So many of them are confused at what they should be, and like now we have weird gender things going on. We have all that. Like, people are so fucked up that like the natural order, the thing that you're meant to be, is not right now. You know, like your biological gender, your sexuality is all of a sudden weirdly skewed and stuff. It's like something is fucked up. Something's really fucking off here. And I can see why you would equate it to godlessness. Like, without God comes debauchery and shit. And that's the line I'm towing. Because I've not really been a religious person like that. And so taking this step into paganry, I guess you could call it that, because that's what, you know, a Christian would call it, feels like the right one. Because I'm at least fucking doing something greater than myself, you know. I've strived to do that my whole life, and like do things for everyone, do things for other people, and do things for God and stuff. And I'm constantly trying to fucking do that. But maybe it's not enough, and that's where I'm searching harder now. Maybe this dream is saying, hey, I know you fucking exist. Acknowledge me. Speak to me with what you want. And all I want to do is just, honestly, probably just be at peace is the biggest thing I want. Just to rest. To, go to the next realm or whatever it is. That's what I really want. But on this world, I just want to finish this book, get these things done, and make sure everyone around me is okay. I want everyone around me to be safe and find what they're looking for. I want them to not suffer. All the people I care about. I'm sick of their suffrage. If I wanted something, I want theirs to be over with. And I want for myself fucking peace. You know what I mean? The reason I don't ask for that is because I know I'm going to die anyway at some point. So, it'll happen. I don't have to worry about that. I'm not going to live forever. So, I just want help with the book. If I need anything from a God, just see me on the right path for this book, and then keep everyone around me safe. Protect them and give them guidance too. That's all I'm going to be asking for when it comes to being religious like this and trying to navigate my way through this weird new path that I've found. These ancient gods, I guess. Whatever you want to call it. But it is exciting. It is pretty exciting. Soon though, we'll figure this all out, and today I'm just gonna edit my book, then hang out with Jacob. Tomorrow, who knows? Who knows what we might do tomorrow? Anyway, until next time.